What's up, good people? My name is Carcino. Coolest I may introduce. um, Want to say congratulations to Irv Gotti, man. Irv Gotti, he finally did it. He has come back from the grave. He was in the grave, the junkyard rather, or the scrap pile, but he has fought his way out. Yep, he changed a new leaf and got a second chance. Jay-Z got it for him, and there he is, back. Now, he was negotiating the deal for a while. This is actually took about 6, 7 months. He co-founded Murder Inc. Everybody remember that back in '98. And once he made Murder Inc. and they were Murder Incorporated, it was like a click. But he turned that into a record label, and I remember Kevin Liles is saying that was a bad idea. Calling your company Murder Inc. Kevin Liles thought it was bold, but the backlash of that would make sponsors run for the cover because they were making radio friendly content. But when you call your company Murder Inc., you're pretty much limiting yourself as to what it is you can actually do. Um, I didn't see it that way. I truly didn't see it going that way. I saw, I truly saw a lot of different behavior. I saw this $300 million deal on the table where Gotti had 100 million of the deal was from selling his own masters. He sold like 50% of his masters to Universal. So when he did that, he was just shocked that half his masters is worth 100 million. He's like, that's effing insane. No, what's insane is that you didn't know what your masters was worth. That was what was insane about it. Because in actuality, if they're paying you 100 million, it's probably worth 300 to 400 million. And they just paid you 100 million for 50%. Your masters is probably worth anywhere from 400 to 500 million. But he didn't know that. That's the scary part. He didn't realize the kind of songs that he made or produced. So for half of his masters, he was able to bring himself up. And the 200 million now that is from another company, he's going to invest that into some upcoming projects, some docu series, and all these things, as he's doing some type of partnership deal with BET from when he did Tales and all these other different things. So now he's got this line of credit of 200 million that he can play with. So now he gets to create his own television properties, and he's going to create something called Double Threat, which is like um, it's like some type of show like who can act and who can rap, and we're looking for the next rapper or actor. It's one of those. So, he was all very excited about it. Universal did their part. I'm happy for Gotti and his kids and everything else because, you know, Irv's a great producer. He's always been a great producer. His problem is he kept trying to be Gotti, the character, rather than Irvin Lorenzo. And all you gotta be is Irving Lorenzo. That's it. There's nothing wrong with being a great producer and being Irvin Lorenzo. When they had the Gotti character and he was skull and scolding and making all these weird faces and all scrunched up trying to be tough to fit the image of the artist that he's supposed to be putting out. He was losing his identity and going basically insane. But he knew how to produce a record. So the songs with Jennifer Lopez, he basically launched her career into stardom producing for J Lo and getting her out there. Now you got all of these different people making their observations on what Irv Gotti was to the rest of the world. I mean, you think about all the songs he produced and worked out with Ja Rule, DMX, Jay Z, Ashanti. It's those are just some of the few. He has countless others that were with Jennifer Lopez and Ja Rule and other artists that were radio friendly, that had lots of spins on the radio, that these kids who are new will still play. So, not knowing your own net worth is scary to me when you're a producer. I'm like, wow, that's scary, Herb. You ain't know your situation. The only thing that derailed them is when they got too big for their britches. They try to go up against 50 and get out of their lane and do retarded things. It just wasn't making sense. Not to me at all. Now, to someone else, probably would make sense, but not to me. I think it's counterproductive because everybody's in the business to make records, and everyone thinks like there's only one throne, and you can't. If you're not sitting in it, like musical chairs, and they make everybody try to fight to get into the throne. Well, in every other genre of music, where you see Caucasians or anybody else, you see a whole different take, don't you? You never see anybody pushing a war between artists to say, oh, one, we can only root for one. Katy Perry and Taylor Swift. Oh, people are still buying their album. Without question. So if people are buying their albums and they was beefing, you know what they did? They made them squash the beef. Made them totally squash their beef. Ain't that something? I know, I couldn't believe it myself. That's how much they don't want them beefing. But it was all good. When it was on somebody else. Yeah, let me see. I'm in here grabbing some tea out the crib. Mm. Well, the way I look at it is like this. People are going to like and dislike everything you do. So you might as well just do what you like. But what is the major problem with that scenario? People don't want to do what they like because they're in fear that what the other people might think about what they like and judge them. Irv tried the tough guy role. He tried to be an enforcer. And then it all backfired on him. And when all of these things backfired on him, what did he do? What happened? He flipped the script, dropped his pride, got with Jay-Z, and said, I need help. That's it. That's all it took. Was I need help. Jay walked in there, set the meeting up for him. He needed that tails thing because everywhere he would go, they would come after him. And say, sorry. And y'all might think this is because of 50 Cent. Had absolutely nothing to do with that. This is because they start messing with Eminem, which put all of them in the poorhouse, put his brother in jail, had the feds raid their company, when none of them were guilty of anything. That just showed you the type of power they had. And Jay-Z knew the sweep was coming and never even warned him. I'm telling you, man, this is a cold, cold world. Oh, man. So, it's almost like, what are you going to do, you know? There's only so much you could do. Hmm. It just told me my credit score is 700. That's low for me. My credit should be higher. Hmm. Very interesting. That's very interesting. Huh. That is cray cray. Hmm. I'm gonna have to go into some other things right now. I was trying to make this video for you guys, but something interesting just came up. Something has affected my credit score in a way that I'm very confused about. So I'm gonna have to get out of here. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, do what the banner says, and I'm out. Thank you. God bless. Wow.